everyone, it's Dr. Rick with an unboxing on Cannatol nasal spray for seizures. So this is the label. I'll open it up in a second. I thought this was great when I first saw it available, and I looked at the data. It's still early. I have watched their 2 videos and pretty interesting. The videos, you can find them on YouTube, were seizing children, and then the parent or somebody, a caregiver, squirted 1 shot, which is equal to 0.5 of THC, 1 shot into the nose of the 2 seizing kids, and the seizure stopped. Now, most seizures will stop in due time, but it just seems so temporally related to the use of the spray into the nostril, 1 spray only, and the stopping of the seizure. If anybody who has seizures, or if you've never witnessed a seizure, most seizures are when the brain goes off into firing all at once. It's not supposed to do that. And that's why you have that jerking effect, and sometimes you can't breathe. But usually, again, it was a built-in mechanism to stop that. Seizures of the brain will stop firing after a little while. There's only 1 type of seizure that goes on, and that can kill, but that's very rare. However, if you ever notice somebody that's having a seizure, it's always important to call 911. If you feel like you're going to have a seizure, obviously pull over. If you're driving, call 911, wait and see what happens. And then get yourself to a neurologist. So this is the bottle. Pretty nice packaging, sealed. So this is the label ingredient, if you can see that. So you can see it's all THC. So this is medical cannabis. And there have not, for those of you who are apprehensive, there have not been any studies in the world, that means on the planet Earth, showing overdose with medical cannabis. Now there have been other polydrug diseases or deaths, but it cannot be attributed to medical cannabis alone. So that's the good thing about medical cannabis, and it is a drug, especially in the state of Illinois now, so you have to have a certification to have it, to access it, and it's available in a limited amount of dispensaries in the US, I mean in Illinois. This was just in Colorado, but now it's here. I'm sure it's in other states too. But I thought it was a great vehicle for getting THC into the bloodstream and eventually into the brain if you're having a seizure. So I thought it was nice because I take people on major hikes. Oh, if this is the first time you're finding me, don't forget to subscribe down below and hit the alert button to find out when I do videos. I take people on hikes, and you can see my videos on Dr. Rick Hiking Excursions or on Facebook. But when we're in the backcountry, it's nice to have a product that might be able to stop. Now, hopefully, all the patients with seizures have been filtered out and we have extra care ready. Just like diabetics, I always carry extra glucose gel just in case somebody goes hypoglycemic. You never know. Hikes are tough, and depending on the weather, you can get dehydrated. Same thing with seizures, though. And what better way, if you watch the videos on YouTube, what better way to stop a seizure potentially by giving 0.5 of THC in the nose? Now, even in a stuffy nose, it should still get absorbed. Again, it's safe, and there isn't any bad data saying anything just yet. It is a pretty new applicator. So in the world of non-medical cannabis, like if you're a hemp-based user, it's still nice to have it in case you have seizures. If you're just using it for recreation, then the 1 puff a day in 1 nostril might not be good enough for you. But the folks that I have talked to at the dispensary who have used it said it helped with the rhinitis, the stuffy nose they had. Instead of using one of the new antihistamines or the old Benadryl, they got by with doing this. So that's an anecdote, it's 1 story, but it certainly is ingenious, and hopefully we'll see more people get by. But that person also said that there's a sense of euphoria. So that might be a sense of euphoria to that person. In other people, you might have a sense of, I'm way too couch locked, high. So that's just another term for it. So everybody has to play it differently and experiment. So if you're using it for recreation, this is 30 or 40 bucks, and it only gives 20 hits. So it's going to go by fast. I was going to keep it, and that's why I'm going to unbox it, which is an unboxing video, but I don't want to unwrap it, because if I bring this on a hike just as an emergency, I want the patient, or at least the patient's relatives, to know that this was sealed. So I'm keeping it like that. Anyway, what I wanted to do is, if you're going to use it for recreation, considering in Illinois is kind of, I mean, we're not developing country, so you don't see that much pollution, but there's a lot of grass, there's a lot of change in temperature, and I think the allergies up here are worse than the allergies down south. However, I would always rinse the nose out. So rinse the nose out with just normal saline. Twice a day, I suggest this anyway to everybody twice a day to get all the crap out of your nose, but before using this expensive spray in one nostril daily, you might want to rinse out the nose just to make sure all the crap in there is done, or out. A lot of you will say, well, I breathe fine. When I look inside the nose with the majority of my patients, there's always swelling or a deviated septum, and deviated septums are fine. Swelling though, if you have postnasal drip, if you have a little bit of need to do that all day long, clear your throat, or if you have allergies, if you have problems with you can't smell, it's important to rinse out all the regular things that you might be exposed to during the day. Dust particles, hay, or grass. All those pollutants and particulates can accumulate on the hairs inside the nose up above. Not just the hairs that pop out of your nose that you cut, but inside there's a filter system full of hairs. And all those hairs have sticky mucus. So if you get a lot of crap on the hairs and the sticky mucus gets and tries to control the crap, or keep the crap at bay, and then you try to blow your nose dry, you might get half that stuff out. If you wet it, you'll get most of that stuff out. And if you're going to wet it, you wet it with saline. So usually it's open this up. This I can open, I think. So it's usually spraying in the nose just for 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, and then you push out the crap that you wet. Or you were able to liquefy, since it'll be easier to push out or blow out at that point in time. And then you do it to the other side. You usually do it over a sink so you can catch all the saline and the boogers. And it's gross to reproduce on film, so I'm not going to do it. And you can also use a neti pot if that's what you have, is a neti pot. And that seems to be a deal breaker for a lot of my young people. So that's it. And I don't know if you can see the spray, but well, that's not good. Oh! So, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to spray into my light. Anyways, a nice gentle spray. Here, you can see it this way. There! You have to have background. So there's a nice gentle spray. You spray it into your nose on this side, spray it in your nose on this side, and say 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. This side too, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. You just keep on spraying, and you blow all that crap out. It's really gentle. So if you notice the spray, I'd say get it at your local, this is from Target I believe, but get it, do it twice a day if you don't use a nasal spray like this medication, or if you use nasal crumb. I've done that before in other videos for allergies. That's my go-to spray. I always rinse before I get to the nasal crumb. Now you're not supposed to rinse with water from the faucet. I sometimes do anyway, because of the CDC report of some guy in Louisiana dying of amoeba of the sinuses. I mean, Louisiana, I guess you guys have a lot of amoeba in your water system, but if they kind of outlawed or poo-pooed using a neti pot with tap water, I mean, I really feel that's cool, but what about all the kids in Louisiana? They probably have amoeba. So in the gut, not in the sinuses, but Louisiana should clean up your system, or CDC should stop reporting that. Anyway, that is Kanotol in a nutshell. Hopefully it gives you a good response. I think it's nice, has an adjunct in case you take care of a seizure patient, or if you're using it for recreational, fine, but there's cheaper ways to do it if this is the only way you can get it, and or if you tried it and you found really nice results because it goes directly to bloodstream through the mucosa and directly to the olfactory nerve, that is direct communication. Let me know your response on the comments down below. I'd like to hear about it as we learn about this thing. It is a little pricey at one spray every day, but maybe this in conjunction with other things, this might be a good thing for nighttime. In case you have a stuffy nose and you can't sleep and you have a seizure, you use it at night and maybe you'll get to sleep, not have a seizure, and unstuff your nose. It's just another option. Maybe this is nice too. If you're waking up in the middle of the night because you have anxiousness or you can't get to sleep, instead of getting up and going to get your pill and swallowing it, maybe while you just sit in bed, one spray into the nose, you do some deep breathing. It's going to be, oh, by the way, the side effect is you're going to feel it and taste it in the back of your throat. And all medicines you'll taste, but maybe this will be a nice approach to leave at the bedside in case you have a problem with sleep, and it'll get you back to sleep because it delivered 0.5 of THC straight to your mucosa, your olfactory nerves, your brain, and you're calm again. Now, I don't know how long this will last as far as side effects. Probably limited, the typical side effects from any medical cannabis, but as far as being couch locked a couple hours later, we'll have to see. But that's another positive I just thought about. So hopefully you'll like this. If you have any comments, like I said, leave them down below. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next unboxing.